Well, anyway, we got on up to Dallas and saw the race and learned enough about it to I could talk a little bit about racing with a little bit of sense. So we were going to have to take Pearline to the airport. She was going to go visit some kinfolks up north the next morning. So we got a room, 2 rooms, in that fine Anatolia Hotel up there, right up there in the north part of Dallas. And I told Pearline, I said, we're going to have dinner, which we did. And I said, in the morning, I want you to meet us down here in the lobby at 5:30. And we're going to head out there to DFW so you can catch that plane. I don't want to have to mess around and wait for you. She said, I'll be here. So we had all our luggage down there. We were ready to go. 5:30, no sign of her. 5:45, no sign of her. I said, Lucretia, would you go over there on the house phone and call her, see what her trouble might be? She came back just grinning. I said, well, what's the matter? She said, she told me she could not get out of the hotel room. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, Pearline is country. I know I'm country, but she is country to the core. So country, she make Loretta Lynn seem like a city slicker. That's how country she is. She said she told me she couldn't get out of her room. And she said, I asked her why not. She said, well, the room had 3 doors on it. One of them went to the bathroom, one of them went to the closet, and the third door had a little bitty sign hanging on it saying, do not disturb. Well, that takes a minute, doesn't it? Anyway, we dropped her off, and she's like most of the women's and men in my family. We all pretty good sized people. On most good days, I go about 260 if I'm lucky and hadn't eaten a bunch of homemade ice cream or something. But I said, now listen, when we come pick you up a week from today, I said, I don't want to have to park out here and catch one of them little old buses and come in here like that. I said, I want you to tell me where you're going to be standing and tell me right now what you're going to be wearing. She said, I'm going to be wearing my brand new yellow pantsuit. Believe me, y'all, you could see her for 2 miles wearing that thing. Well, a week later, we drove back up there to pick her up. And I could see her down there about her. Come on in, we've been waiting for you. I could see her down there about half a mile. She started waving. I pulled up there slowly through all that traffic. I got right up next to her. She bent over to pick up her suitcase, and 2 guys climbed on, thought she was a cab sitting there. We headed back to Nacogdoches. We got off the interstate again over there at Kilgore. And Lucretia said, you know, I've got an uncle and aunt that stay over here that are 93 and 92 years old. Let's go see them. Might be the last time we get to see them. I said, all right. So we got off Interstate 20, again at Kilgore. Went down Highway 259 for several miles. We turned off on what y'all all know, Farm to Market Road. It's a nice 2-lane paved highway. Went 5 or 6 miles on it, turned off on an oil top road. Went 2 or 3 miles on it. And then it just turned into a red dirt road. We went a couple of miles back in the woods on it, and then it just got down to 2 ruts with grass growing in the middle of them. We went as far as we could on that, and then it just stopped out there in the woods, and the trail started. We walked down the trail for probably a half a mile, and then there was a tree there with a rope hanging on one of its limbs, and there was a creek right there. So we parked the car and swung across that, fought our way through the woods for what seemed like another mile, and we came upon what I thought was the house from a bunch of pictures we had had. And I started yelling, you know, you don't just approach a house out in the middle of nowhere like that without warning somebody. And I told the girls finally nobody would answer. I said, y'all wait right out here in the bushes, and I'm gonna go knock on the door. I eased up to the door, y'all, and just as I started to knock on the door, I noticed a little note tacked there that said, gone to the country for the weekend. Well, we went about another half mile. I said, this ain't the house. So we went about another half mile back in there and finally located the house, and I could not get anybody to come to the door. Again, they were very old, and I know they were hard of hearing. But I could see through the screen door there was something cooking on the stove there, and there was a fan going and a radio playing, and I knew they had to be there. And I told the girls again, I said, y'all wait right here. So I went around to the back of the house, and I got to tell y'all, in my almost 69 years on this earth, I've been a lot of places and seen a lot of things, but that was about the strangest thing I witnessed that morning that I've ever seen in my life. There was Lucretia's 93-year-old uncle standing in front of the outhouse with the outhouse door open, had a rod and reel in his hand, and a line going in down to one of the holes of the outhouse. Again, I thought I was hallucinating. I stood there for a minute to see if he's going to catch anything, and he didn't even get a bite. Finally, I tapped him on the shoulder. He said, "Well, Willie T, what are you doing?" I said, "What am I doing? What are you doing fishing in the outhouse?" He said, "Oh, I ain't fishing." I said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "I dropped my jacket down in there." I said, "You ain't going to wear it when you get it out of there, are you?" He said, "Oh, no, but it had a biscuit in the pocket." That's as dirty as I get right there, y'all. So anyway, we went on in and sat down. The old lady fixed us some cookies, and we were sitting there talking. I got talking to her, and I said, "Listen," I said, "I've been hearing some rumors around Nacogdoches. I normally don't care anything about rumors, but y'all are my kinfolks, and I just got to know if this is true." And the old lady said, "Well, what have you been hearing, baby?" And I said, "I've been hearing y'all are thinking about getting a divorce." She kind of grinned. I said, "Is it true?" She said, "I'm afraid it is." I said, "What in the world are you thinking, getting a divorce at 93 and 92 years old?" She said, "Baby, it's been coming for a long time. It really has. But we were just waiting till all the kids was dead." I'm going to come back out during the second half of the show.